Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today, I rise to honor the life and service of Doug Lamalfa. He was not just a member of Congress, but more importantly, a farmer, husband, father, and friend. A man whose character was shaped long before he ever set foot in Washington. Doug Lamalfa was about as salt to the earth as you can get. For him, farming was not just something he talked about in speeches. It wasn't a paycheck. It was something that he lived. For the last few days, I've been looking back on our text exchanges and have watched and rewatched videos that he sent me from the tractor while he was harvesting, being a bit of a goofball. But that was what was unique about Doug. He understood the dignity of hard work because he did it himself. Long days, unpredictable seasons, and quiet responsibility of caring for land and providing for others formed the foundation of who he was. That background grounded him. It gave him patience, perspective, and a deep respect for the people who keep this country fed and moving forward. It's the same principles he embodied as a farmer and steward of the land that was the same sense of stewardship that guided him here in public service. He approached leadership the way a farmer approaches the land, thoughtfully, practically, and with an eye towards the future. He believed that you leave things better than you found them, not just for today, but for the next generation. But I truly believe that what set Doug apart was his kindness. Every time he saw me, I was greeted with a loud and booming, and if you knew Doug, you knew that it was going to be a booming voice. "Hey, Kat Cammack." Now, he always made a point to say my name right, and he put an emphasis on the Mac because he was always flustered and frustrated when he would hear other people say it and they couldn't say my name right. So when he wasn't doing that, he was asking me about how Big Daddy Garlitz was doing, the drag racing titan who calls my district home, or he was asking about how sweet baby Augie, my newborn daughter, was doing. He was always teeing up some goofy story or taking a funny selfie, and it's those same goofy and wholesome selfies that have dotted my photo album on my phone for the last 5 years. Those that knew him best will tell you that it was his compassion that was quiet but genuine. He listened more than he spoke, and he treated people with respect regardless of who they were or where they came from. Whether he was meeting with a constituent, helping a neighbor, or working alongside our colleagues, Doug never forgot that public service was about people, not politics. When the news broke about his passing, a constituent of his wrote a note to me sharing a story of how she had just lost her husband and was in shock. She'd ordered a flag to be flown over the Capitol in honor of a friend's birthday who had been with her through the loss of her husband. But due to a mix-up, the flag had never arrived. She said she had, quote, given up on it. Well, fast forward, on a Sunday morning, she answered a knock at her door. She was in her PJs and a hoodie. And she found Doug Lamalfa standing there, flag in hand. He explained that it had been returned to his office due to a mix-up in the mail, but knew that she would want it. She was so impressed that not only did he get her the flag, but that he delivered it personally and on a weekend. I mean, what congressman does that? So while that seems like the exception today, things like that were more of a rule for Doug. His kindness wasn't performative. It showed up in small moments, like taking the time to return a phone call or show up on a Sunday to deliver a flag, checking in on families during hard times and seasons, or just standing up for communities that often feel unseen or unheard. Doug Lamalfa carried the values of rural America into the halls of Congress, of faith, hard work, generosity, and resilience. He never lost sight of who he was or where he came from, and because of that, he never lost sight of who he served. And so today, and hopefully every day, we remember a farmer who answered the call to serve his country, a public servant who led with integrity, and a man whose legacy will live on in the lives he touched. May we honor him by carrying forward those same values of caring deeply, working hard, treating one another with kindness that he so naturally gave, because Doug would want it that way. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And with that,